was bogus against Donald Trump. And these two people that Tulsi Gabbard has a criminal referral against are Eric Ciaramella, who was the quote-unquote whistleblower, who took conversation that was had between Donald Trump and Zelensky, but he took information about that from Vindman.
Yes.
And
he never really disclosed where the people who watched the hearing, it was very clear that Eric Ciaramella had already leaked out that he was the whistleblower. It was very clear that he was nowhere near that phone call. It was very clear that all of the information that he used for the impeachment of Donald Trump came from an even more partisan activist, Vindman, and he couldn't talk about it because he said he had exemption he didn't even show up. And he was supposed to be this saint. And this inspector general knew all of that, and he knew that Adam Schiff had met with him, and he lied about it and said that there had been no contact between Schiff, Ciaramella, and Vindman, and there had been, and he knew it.
So he's being referred, and then Michael Atkinson, who let it just go by, the Inspector General.
He's being referred too, and they should get both of them.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Donald Trump he just had Zelensky in his office, or he had a conversation, and they were both saying that Zelensky goes, I didn't feel under any pressure about the aid.
Well,
and Donald Trump says, there's no pressure. But he, at this time when Gabbard has put these referrals forward.
Zelensky had always said that. He had always said that. You could argue, well, he was afraid Donald Trump would cut off aid if he said otherwise. But even in the very beginning when he didn't know Trump, he said that. And the weird thing about it is no one complained louder about aid to Ukraine, and no one did more to help Ukraine. When Trump came in, they heamed and hawed, but he did not cut off aid. And now he's giving the green light for the Europeans to step up. They don't have the ability, but he's saying to them, you've got money, you can buy all the weapons you want from us. There's no holds barred. Just buy it and give them to Ukraine. And step up to the plate. It's right on your border. And Ukraine privately knows that after looking at Venezuela and looking at what he did his first term and looking at what he did to the Wagner Group and looking at what he did to Iran, that if you put it this way, would Zelensky rather have a loud mouth, supposedly unstable Trump that comes through and is not afraid of the Russians or anybody? Or would he have a sober and judicious NPR sounding Obama who will never come through and everything is just empty smoke with him? He prefers Trump. And he does.
For good reason. Yes. Well, Victor, let's go ahead and take our last break, and then we will come back and talk a little bit about Putin's Russia. Stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Since the founding of America 250 years ago, many things have changed, but some things never do. The commitment of husband and wife, the importance of passing along our values to our children, the faithfulness of God. Some wonder how we can ensure America will continue to thrive. As long as we keep first things first, we've only just begun. America the Beautiful.
Welcome back. Victor has social media accounts. You can find him at X, at VD Hansen, and on Facebook's at Hansen's Morning Cup. So Victor, there's in the Moscow Times, there was an article about a report given to Putin on the Russian economy, which is in the dumps by all the measurements, and he told his government reporters that this was insufficient, but he didn't seem to have any reflection, even according to the Moscow Times, that maybe his war in the Ukraine might be part of the problem for the Russian economy.
It's taking 50% of all government expenditures. They have hyperinflation. We don't know, nobody gives the figures, but people believe there's been at least 1 million Russians dead and probably 1.5 million wounded. casualties. Total casualties are probably over 2 million. There's probably been 300,000 Ukrainians killed and probably 600,000, probably 3 million on both sides casualties, but inordinately Russian. And because of the radical fluidity of the battlefield and the Ukrainian is more decentralized than Russia is. It doesn't have that, it doesn't have to the same extent that corrupt Stalinist communist apparatus that controls everything. It might want to, but it's so decentralized now as a war that you have all of these people that are ad hocing it. They're thinking of things and they're creating drones of every type. And the result is, after 4 years of war, they have developed a way to jam drones from the Russians, and they have a way to make them unjammable. And they are really killing a lot of Russians on the infantry battlefield. They've really confined the Russian Navy to its ports with mobile maritime drones. So it's he's in a bad shape economically, politically. Putin is. And so I would think that the battlefield is undulating. If he had a DMZ, in some places he might be 30 miles only beyond what the border had been when he first invaded in 2014. And some other places there's pockets where he might be 75 or 100. But the point is, Ukraine could probably live with that if they had a fortified border and they were armed to the teeth. And so I think what's happening is Putin is under pressure from the oligarchs and the military to stop this, because it's not going to work. They've got to the point now where, in a cost of benefit analysis, what little additional ground they could gain is not worth the deaths and the harm to the economy. So he's looking for an out. He's looking now at the whole picture in the Middle East. He's thinking, Assad, gone. That was our proxy. We could cause trouble all over to Israel, to the Gulf state. Iran, our best friend, we armed it to the teeth. We got their oil. They gave us oil credits. They gave us drones. They're gone. They're gone. And China is prone to pressure now, and Venezuela's gone, and Cuba will be gone. We have no toehold, and the communist governments in Colombia and others are on the ropes. Chile's conservative, Argentina's conservative. Maybe our holdout is Mexico, but they don't have anybody in the Western Hemisphere anymore. They don't have anybody in the Middle East. They don't have anybody in Africa. Europe is arming to the teeth, thanks to Donald Trump. So at this point, I think he's thinking, well, oil prices are pretty high, and there's still sanctions of some sort on us, not always by the end. It's a good time to cut a deal and get in on just flooding the zone with Russian oil to pay for all this, and then declare victory that I, Vladimir Putin, moved the borders westward and I nullified the Ukrainian threat, whatever that be. It was non-existent. And then he's looking at NATO and he thinks, I kind of like the idea that Spain didn't let the United States use any airspace and that let in 500,000 immigrants. I kind of like the idea that tough nut Maloney kind of folded and she didn't allow them to land in Sicily. I kind of like the idea that France just kind of sold out. The Lebanese government didn't help them at all, get rid of it, and they won't let the Americans use it. I kind of like the idea that Turkey said it's going to invade Israel, and of course I really like the idea that Britain wouldn't let the United States land at Diego Garcia. So the whole thing is a mess, and I can, if I'm not stuck in this war, I can weasel my way in between the United States and flatter both sides and play them off, and then maybe when we coup, 10 years, there might be alternatives and opportunities. But that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to get a ceasefire, declare victory, make some money on the oil, and then he's going to go to the Europeans and say, you think the United States is going to save you now after you snub them? I don't think so. So this is what I want from you. Rebuild the pipelines, the gas, do this, do this, do this. And then they're going to do what? No, they're not going to say it.
No, of course not.
Donald Trump will stop you. No.
Well, under Donald Trump's second administration, they don't seem to be able to get together an impeachment of him, but they have.
They will if the Republicans lose the House. There will be no legislation for 2 years. It'll be just impeachment. They won't impeach Trump. They won't impeach Pete Hegseth.
They've just introduced 6 articles of impeachment. That's what I was going to ask you about.
I saw them.
Pete
They were a
Hegseth.
complete joke. I thought Pete Hegseth comes in. All they talk about is his past drinking, marriage, tattoos. Only the Democrats could say tattoos are really important when they have the Jerusalem cross and they're holy, but they're not important when Graham Latner down in up in Maine has a Nazi Totenkopf SS tattoo, and by the way, he has just basically admitted that.
Oh, it was amazing how they totally snuffed the original concerns with that. I
got out there and I woke up and I had this tattoo.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, I didn't know what I was doing. Yes,
too.
it is a Nazi tattoo, but I was brainwashed by these evil white racist Pentagon death cult, military industry company. So he's lying and it's making himself up. So anyway, they're going to go after Hegseth. Here's what the impeachment should be. Pete Hegseth inherits Pentagon with 40,000 recruits short. Pete Hegseth, in 6 weeks, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, all recruitment goals exceeded.
Big Knicks game.
Pete Hegseth. There was no more transsexual, there's no more DEI, there's no more racial, ethnic, gender, sexual orientation, prejudice. Morale has skyrocketed. Pete Hegseth, the budget will go from $900 billion to $1.5 trillion as they're going to try to rebuild the fleet. Pete Hegseth, we've got to look away from, not away, but in addition to Raytheon, General Dynamics, Lockheed, Northrop, the usual gang, and the revolving door, to Anduril and smaller companies that are making drones. So a quantity of good weapons is what we're after, of what we see. We don't want a few perfect weapons that cost. We would rather have 1 million drones. We think 1 million drones at $20,000 a piece could beat 10 F-35s by flooding the zone. So that's what Pete Hegseth has done. And then we look at the record. Well, what has he done since he's been here? Oh, he got us into Venezuela. Well,
so many in class, as usual, are asking, whenever the tattoo thing comes up, many are always astounded and appalled at how the original concerns with tattoos always get ignored, aside from the normal, gang markings and stuff back in the 90s. Yeah, and then it just turns into trends like bandanas, flowers in her hair, Yeah, you have like the 26 gang, they'd use the dollar symbol, sometimes with a knife, fists holding cash. Those ones focus on robbery and economic crimes. Right, so a lot of times, too, the ones that would get those tattoos wouldn't even really know. Like, they were kind of being marked in a way, too, so other people knew that that's what they would be good at. Yeah, sometimes they weren't themselves getting it as though, this means that I deal with trafficking. Like the Mexican mafia, they would use the number 13 or the letter M to denote allegiance. Prison-based extortion, drug trafficking. Right. So it could have a lot of different meanings, but for a lot of people, bringing up the tattoos directly connected to these punks making child and animal pornography in these networks we've been talking about. Also, back in the 90s, they would brand their victims with specific symbols or text marks kind of to, some would say it's almost like ownership, so people knew. For the most part, it was also a way of letting others know that was a free range. Yeah, don't feel bad about putting it in a snuff film. Yeah, a lot of the tattoos and the markings. Is extra sensitive. Can either fuck with it or protect it. I guess it all depends. You decide. Right. Yeah, so that's appalling to a lot of people who do these things, that those are a lot of the original concerns with tattoos, and it's almost shaming and mocking and ignoring not just the victims, but the current concerns of children and hostages in the hands of these punks directly connected to a lot of those things. So again, how sad. And they just pull this, the Nazis, when you try to bring up the concerns directly connected to a lot of those dark markets and syndicated markets, which is also heavily connected to those who promote legal, big pharma type stuff. Yeah, I know. When you really start getting into it and understanding it, hopefully people can just grow the fuck up and acknowledge the facts and concerns we're talking about and stop trying to be friggin' Velmas and G.I. Joes. Or please carry on, do that. We appreciate it, right? Because without people doing that, if nobody cared, right? But it's just frustrating when people do investigations and they don't want to report the truth and the facts. Like, they want to do that to be deceptive and promote fear propaganda and hate debate. Yeah, pretty sad. And then they don't want to debate the things that need to be debated. They actually run from the room if you even bring it up or label you conspiracy theorist or dangerous. Security. Well, they got to listen to them, But sometimes people are aware. And as long as you don't get too out of sorts, well, they'll do what they can. Trespass, talking to terrorists, schizophrenic, dangerous, non-vaxxer, gonna kill other people. I don't see how they use these things, and then when that starts to get seen through, they move on to the next thing. It's schizophrenic. Oh, it's non-vaxxer. It's bully Karen in 1997 squeezed my balls.
If he's in the New York Post, they show those pictures where he's stark naked with the prostitutes snorting and gross sexual activity. So he's never going to live that down. And he says things like, they were talking that Donald Trump might be a cocaine addict. When they had cocaine under the Biden administration, and one of the bookcases as you came into the West Wing, and with Hunter Biden is on record saying that crack cocaine is a good thing and everybody should try it. Basically, it's not as bad as alcohol. And then everybody wants money from him. His little artist thing, the left made a feeble argument and said, he may be blowing paint through his straw on his nose, and but they were actually they'd always wheel out some phony Manhattan art critic who would say, despite popular belief, I've examined the corpus and the oeuvre of Hunter Biden, and it's very impressive stylistically. It reminds me of the French Impression. They would get that. And then they get these crass guys who would buy it for $1 million so they could go in and tell everybody they'd tell everybody, I gave $1 million to Joe Biden, I want you to give me an exemption for my grandma or something to come in. And as soon as Joe Biden went out, when they kicked him out, it was like, zing! And then, did you see that his mea culpa, he sold one painting? He has no income at all, and he's lazy. He's still in his mid-50s. I think does he have a law degree? I think he does.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a
Why
lawyer.
doesn't he open Hunter and Co. or something, or Hunter and Son, or Biden and Biden? He doesn't want to work. He likes warm climates, like LA or South Africa. And he married this woman, very attractive, and he's down there hiding out, I guess.
Like any thief would, huh?
He did
Or con artist, I should say.
He did challenge either of the two Trump older boys to a cage fight.
Yeah, I saw
I think
that.
Greg Gutfeld said that he would be a good correspondent, or Gutfeld, you know what I mean? I think he was half serious too.
Yeah,
Kind of
I
like a
think he
Johnny
would-
that does Jesse Waters.
Yeah, exactly. And it would be a novelty, so he would
You know,
get
it's,
some.
I don't know how to say it, but I don't wish that type of familial ruin on anybody. But while this was going on, Joe Biden, who is senile, suffering from dementia, has stage 4 prostate cancer, was up on the podium, and he looked over at somebody in the audience, and his challenged mind said, "That's Barack Obama." That's what it told him. So then he said, "Barack," or something, and "Come up here." And the guy didn't want to come up here, come up here. And then as he started to get closer, you could see that he might have thought that it wasn't Barack Obama. And then he said, "You look like Barack Obama." And then he engaged in the biggest stereotype that people of one race all look like each other, Asians all look whites, but blacks all look like each other. And then he had that gravelly, it's really sad because they really were going to make him, they thought they could have him in the office right now, but when he was talking, he'd say, huh? Yeah? Nobody knows what he's saying. And
It's true.
I feel bad. Then he had that crackpot doctor. Ronnie Jackson was a good doctor. He was a doctor for Obama and Trump the first term, and then he's now in Congress. But Biden's doctor knew all this stuff. How could Biden be the president of the United States and you wouldn't even give him a PSA test? How does the president of the United States, sitting right before your very eyes, have stage 4 metastasized prostate cancer? It doesn't make any sense. It's treatable if you can catch it, and one of the ways you can catch it, and they say, well, you don't take, that was Obama to save money. He said, well, when you're after 70, don't take a PSA, and they found out that the death rate skyrocketed because the new longevity is 90. So yes, it can take 10 years to kill you, but a lot of people will live from 80 to 90 and be productive. So why didn't they do that? I don't know. It's almost like they wanted them to die. I don't know.
I don't know, but as you were talking, Mr. Biden was reminding me of our Eric Swalwell. He got kicked out of a mansion that a millionaire owned, and that guy just said, "I don't know him anymore."
It's the left mindset. Remember, that's always projectionist left. If they're committing a crime, they say you are. If you're a horned toad and you're sexually assaulting women, then you give a soapbox speech about Brett Kavanaugh. That's just. And if you want to tax all wealthy people like Mondami and Eric Swalwell, then he hangs out in a mansion, and Mondami likes nice things, and his wife especially likes nice things, and his parents really, really like nice things. So a lot of the left-wing political manifestations reflect a deep-seated neurosis that's what they secretly covet. So they accuse other people of doing what they want. And sometimes they can't repress their appetites. I mean, Anthony Weiner and Eric Swalwell were loud advocates of Me Too and women, as Senator Hirono said, women must be believed. Women must be believed. Well, you didn't believe, apparently you knew about Eric Swalwell. Everybody did.
Eric
Everybody.
Swalwell said almost the same thing. Haven't you ever talked to women? You should believe them.
Yeah, about Brett Kavanaugh when he was, 17? Well, when there's stories, and there's stories about him, and there's stories, then they're either true or he must be the unluckiest man in the world. You know what? That was very prescient, Eric. He was the most unlucky person in the world because he ran into the likes of you who fabricated all these stories just so you wouldn't have a conservative on the Supreme Court. And
now there's stories and more stories of Eric Swalwell and more stories and even more.
I don't think he was in Congress when he made those commercials. That was another projectionist idea. He was on that raft floating around when he said Congress was out. He was lifting weights. He was kind of showing that the Republicans did this to me. They made me relax. And maybe, why didn't you stay in Washington and study legislation or something? He was partying all the time. And he was married with 3 kids. And the people in the district knew it.
Yeah.
Everybody knew
Absolutely.
it. Nancy Pelosi knew it. Schumer knew it. Ruben Gallegos, his friend knew it, his amigo.
Yeah.
He knew it.
And the last thing, I just need to, I don't know, assure our audience that I did understand or know that Tony Gallegos was the Republican who's having trouble similar to Eric Swalwell in Congress. And so it's a bipartisan problem, harassment of women in the DC area and in the political arena.
It is, except there's a difference. It's not that Republicans are not that they're always more moral, although I do believe they are, but they have deterrence. They know that if they step out of line, the press hates them and they're all going to be exposed. So that deterrent effect makes them behave a little bit better. The Democrats know that they can do anything, and the press, like they've learned from Clinton and Biden. If you don't believe me, look at the difference between E. Jean Carroll and Tara Reid with Biden. That was a much more clear-cut case of rape, sexual penetration. And then Jean Carroll's story was full of holes. Tara Reid told her mother about it. Their mother called in to CNN about it. Everybody knew about it. She told people about it. That we all knew it, but nobody in the left was going to do anything.
Well, Victor, we're at a pretty hard break here, so we better go. Thanks to our audience for choosing to join us on Saturday or the weekend. And thank you, Victor.
Thank you for watching and listening, everybody.
This is Sammy Wink and Victor Davis Hanson, and we're signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Signal. Please like, share, and subscribe to be notified for more content like this. You can also check out my own website at victorhansen.com and
The monsters are closing in, and we need you.
So, obviously you have a car in your backyard. Yeah. North, but he's literally on a tree right now trying to climb over
He's actually pissed off because you took tip money out of the jar.
What's the matter with us? That's where wine is straight. He said I was annoying, and that hurts my feelings. I don't have anything illegal.
If you get out to the
literally
jail,
like a 43-year-old.
we'll act like it.
Now you're looking like Evander Holyfield.
In a truck that was here missing. Is he okay, or what?
Oh, he's going to the hospital.
Oh, was it one of these?
Yeah.
So you walked in, jumped in, and took it?
But how can one resist such an opportunity?
I wasn't even swerving or anything like that, or driving fast or anything.
Driving backwards on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as if you were a different person. God, dude.
Florida men and women are notorious worldwide for all manners of antics, hijinks, and overall tomfoolery, especially during interactions with law enforcement. We found 8 different incidents that prove when officers confront a Florida man, they have to be ready for anything. Welcome to After Hours, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. We begin today's episode with a brave impersonation of Tarzan. Let's go back to the beginning. Port Orange police tried to pull over a man in a silver sedan. They say he wasn't wearing a seatbelt and his license plate had expired nearly a decade before. But he took off, leading multiple officers on a chase. Police cruisers and air support followed the Nissan for 30 minutes, with officers getting out on foot when it seems the driver has abandoned his car and run off into a neighborhood.
show me your hands! You're gonna get dog bit! He's ducking down somewhere or he ran this way? Police canine, you're gonna get dog bit!
He also abandoned this woman, Caitlin McCartney, and her dog.
Do you want to put her in my car or you want to put her in...
I don't know why he did that, though. I'm scared.
Okay. This is your dog?
Yeah, I didn't know he was getting it. I don't know what that.
Right here. Do you have anything on your person we need to know about before you go back to my car?
I'm so scared. No, please. Why am I getting arrested?
I'm gonna make sure you don't have anything in your pockets, nothing on your person.
Because I'll let my dog die. I don't know why he did it.
He's not gonna die. Yeah.
But I know, but she...
Alright, have a seat.
I promise you, I didn't know why he was doing that.
Keep.
I'm tired, please.
Is he gonna bite you?
Probably.
Alright, get in the car.
No, let me talk to her a little bit more, see if I can get some more info from her. Alright, so you're saying you don't know why you're in. Did he say anything to you? Who is that guy to you?
Trying to like see each other, but I'm not knowing that long. Like,
How long have you known him? You know his name?
this is Adam, but he goes by, I don't know,
His name's Adam, but he goes by...
Cash. His last name starts with a K.
Starts with a K, but you don't know his last name?
Perfect nougat happened. It does that sometimes. I made some time pop. Oh, I went down South Pole to see myself, singing Polly Wolly Doodle Holiday. It is Saturday morning, clocking in at 8:36 a.m. Oh, I went down South Pole to see myself, singing Polly Wolly Doodle Holiday. Singing Polly Wolly Doodle Holiday. Fare thee well, fare thee well,
Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton.
fare thee well. Am I not singing it right?
Woman turns a speeding ticket into a felony charge, and she apparently got tased twice in this. Oh my god. Where do these people come from?
Heavens to Betsy. Oh, I went down south for to see.
Oh my god.
When a routine traffic stop escalates to a young mother being tased after refusing to exit a vehicle, it's nearly impossible to imagine how everything could have gone so terribly wrong.
I can imagine it.
And park. Okay, shoot.
I can only imagine.
Put the car in park. Help me! Help me! Stop. Kill me, please.
Kill me,
More
please.
incomprehensible is that the reason for this hysterical reaction actually stems from a brutal killing that took place nearly 30 miles away.
What?
You're about to encounter some of the most insane and unhinged body cam footage we've ever seen as this shocking incident plays out. On the morning of September 22nd, 2021, Officer Bailey with the Pearland Police Department, located in Texas, was patrolling the section of road in front of a local elementary school, setting out traffic cones and monitoring the flow of vehicles. At around 8:24 a.m., his LiDAR picks up a car coming up at a dangerous speed of 48 miles per hour. And
Wait, is it if it's a school zone, aren't you supposed to be going 20? And usually school zones, whenever they're not 20, are 30. 48.
steps into the road in an attempt to slow the car down
wait.
and speak with the driver. It's likely the officer...
Are you kidding me? She just tries to drive around the police officer. How stupid do you have to be to do this? That's crazy. What is wrong with you?
Officer was just going to issue a warning and send the driver on her way, but then this happens.
Pull over.
What's going on?
Pull over. We'll talk.
No, for real.
Are you telling everybody else to pull over?
Alright.
Alright.
In response to the
Alright, okay. Alright.
young driver's irate reaction and subsequent flight, Officer Bailey jumps on his patrol motorcycle and pursues her. Unfortunately for this young woman, she's about to learn the hard way that driving nearly 50 miles per hour in an active school zone is in fact against the law.
What do these people think is going to happen? All right.
She is at the moment.
Let me go. I'm going to drive off. You can't tell me. You fucking can't tell me what to do. Stop.
The driver is 19-year-old Janisha Lewis, traveling with her 3-year-old son in the early hours of the morning to purchase breakfast.
You pulling me over. Leave me alone. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go. Leave me alone. You killed my brother. I'm done.
I didn't kill anybody.
I'm done. I'm done. Leave me alone. I'm breathing. My brother just...
Put it in park.
Put it in park? Was it from the family?
Leave me alone. He wanna put me early this morning and I didn't do nothing.
That poor kid, bro. Can you imagine the spawn RNG on this kid? Jesus.
Put it in park. Put it in park. You're fixing to have a whole lot of problems.
Okay, shoot me.
Put it in park.
Okay, shoot me. Kill me. Send me where my brother is.
The brother Janisha is referring to is 30-year-old Dion Leddit, who had died in a shootout with police just 2 days earlier. Later,
A shootout. Okay, that implies that there are shots, right? It's not like the police just went and like, all right, let's get him out of here. You know, like, what are we doing?
interviews with Janisha would reveal that she saw her brother as her protector and that she was afraid of police for this reason. However, what Janisha doesn't mention is that when the Houston Police Department's Major Offenders Division arrived at fugitive Dion's home to serve the latest in a long line of arrest warrants,
No way. No way. A long line of arrest? Wait, Dion responded by
Dion responded by opening fire on them through the closed door, injuring
See, I told you IQ was hereditary. Holy fuck. We're both retarded.
one police officer and killing another. Since 2008, Dion had been arrested.
Wait, what?
Police officer and killing another.
So he killed a police officer and... Oh my god!
Since 2008, Dion had been arrested 18 times and
I know you might not believe this, but you can just flip the switch and this problem goes away. You can just flip the switch. This is a choice that we live with this. This is a choice. We don't have to live like this. There's no reason for us to have to live like this. We do this on purpose.
had obtained 2 felony convictions. His run-in with the law included arrests for aggravated assault of a family member, aggravated assault with a deadly...
Did you know that the song All My Exes Live in Texas, which is a song that was written by George Strait, singer-songwriter, sanger VID, a hit for George Strait in 1987. Whitey Schaefer and his 4th wife, Lydia Schaefer, it says that he admits it's a biographical tale as a tongue-in-cheek song, admitting he had some exes in Texas, and it changed the names in the song to protect the guilty. It's a kind of true story, Schaefer stated. Failed relationships and experiences, moved to Tennessee to avoid former flames. Although it was a good kicker for the song rather than the sole reason for his move. The lyrics specifically mention cities like Texarkana, Abilene, Galveston, and Temple, as well as the Frio River. It reached number 1 in 1987. All my exes live in Texas.
And it ended terribly.
Put it in park.
Kill me in my job.
That ain't gonna happen. Put it in park.
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
trying to do my job. You're making it difficult.
Okay,
Okay,
let me go.
I'm Officer Bailey.
Who would have guessed?
Officer Bailey, Pearland
Why
Police
you
Department.
stopping? Why you stopping?
Why you stop? Because you're speeding around.
I was speeding. How many miles were I going? I was speeding. How many miles were I going?
Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with her? Jesus, Mo! This is insane!
I was laughing at his face.
48 and a 30.
48.
Put the car in park.
Man.
Put the car in.
Fuck being in park. Fuck being in park. Wow. How many miles were I going?
Put the car in park.
Can open my door? This is against my right. Look.
The officer is taking appropriate action by ordering Janisha to exit her vehicle. Under Pennsylvania v. Mims, the United States Supreme Court held that allowing police to require a driver to exit their car was only a mere inconvenience to the driver in comparison to the safety benefits to police. Here, Janisha isn't complying with any police orders, such as putting the car in park and calming herself down. Despite that this is a valid traffic stop, these types of orders aren't deemed to infringe on 1st, 4th, 5th, or 14th Amendments, namely freedom of speech, search and seizure, self-incrimination, and due process.
Put the car in park.
No.
Officer Dela Cruz arrives on the scene to assist Officer Bailey.
They're about to break the window out, man.
What's wrong with her?
Janisha's longtime boyfriend and the father of the 3-year-old child still
Homer.
strapped in the back seat of the car. Homer has been on the phone with Janisha the entire time.
So she's driving on the phone too?
In fact, he's the one who convinced her to stop in the first place.
That poor man.
No! You're not taking it! You're taking it! What you doing? What the f*** you doing? Homer, tell him to stop! Man, Homer,
Got one. All right, get the other one. Get the other hand. The kid's crying, obviously.
You're about to get that. Put the car in fire. Yeah, Homer's trying to kill you.
Get out the car! He brought me over
How low does your IQ have to be to do this? Like, I really, because I'll watch these videos, like, you have to be so just profoundly fucking retarded that it's like, at a certain point, it's like a safety risk for the rest of the fucking country. Like, everybody else is in danger because of this. Okay, before they tase her, I've got to take a use the bathroom, okay? Give me a minute. All right. We don't want to miss this. Give me a minute, actually. Okay. All right. Wait up. Okay. We're good. Cozy time? You goddamn shit. All right. We're back. There we go. Let me finish this. Yeah, just like that. I know. What a screeching retard. I know. Here we go.
All right, slow!
Take that seatbelt off. Take the seatbelt off.
Just
Take the seatbelt off.
Janisha repeats.
I have a right. So true.
Repeats this phrase several times throughout this altercation, but never elaborates on exactly what that right is.
She has the right to do whatever the hell she wants to do, and if you try to stop her, bro, you ain't gonna tell. You gonna do? I can't. I put this motherfucker in. I do whatever the hell I want. What am I being arrested for?
I did. Take the seatbelt off.
Oh my God.
Put the car in fire.
It's unclear at this point what Janisha's strategy is, but it should be noted that no matter how loudly you scream at police, they are not likely to just go away.
You just walked in my baby. I'm going up in the money.
She's gonna sue him?
You need to get out of the car.
Y'all can
You're
see
about
it.
to get tased.
I don't want y'all to miss out on the content.
Yeah, you need it? Yeah. You're under arrest. You need to get out.
Jesus.
I would be very
I'm not under arrest. I'm not. No, I'm not. Fuck you.
According to Texas law, it's a crime to willfully refuse to obey the lawful order of a police officer, and Janisha has already done so twice.
Only twice?
First, she refused to yield when the officer tried to stop her. This offense is often referred to as failure to yield, or a similar variation, depending on the state in which it occurs.
Yeah.
Second, she refused to get out of the vehicle, another failure to obey a lawful order. In addition, since the officer has grounds to arrest Janisha, and likely intends to do just that, she's also
Yeah, I should have
had
been. You'll see
obstruction
why I
charges
say that.
and possibly resisting arrest charges as well. And Janisha only makes it worse for herself when she starts jerking her off to the back seat.
No way.
Because then I could take out the goblins.
Oh shit. Bring in the lightning. Oh, she needs another one. She needs another one.
It is sad. I know a lot of people in class who focus on like the child trauma in these situations. Yeah, it's hard for a lot of people.
They're killing me? What? Oh my god! What a fucking freak! Holy shit!
Get out of the car!
Oh, they got the stick. They've got the window breaking stick. There it is. There you go. This is insane. I know. Oh, broke the window. And there goes the seatbelt.
We're gonna get you out. Either you're gonna get out right now, or we're gonna get you out.
They're awful. That's not fun.
Oh my god! Insane!
Alerted by Janisha's piercing screams, onlookers from cars parked on the opposite side of the road have now gathered to gawk and film the encounter. Janisha, perhaps thinking that these people are on her side and might be willing to help her, begins to direct her screams at them, pleading with one of them to come get her son out of the car, though what they're supposed to do with the child once they have him isn't specified.
No way.
Officer Bailey.
Wait, so she didn't even think about what was going on? What a surprise.
And Officer Dela Cruz, after giving her nearly 50 verbal warnings, have no choice but to force her to comply.
Yep. Drag her out. Drag her out. Get the feet. Oh yeah. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Get out! Stop the distance! Get out!
Oh no, they are flat out. Yeah.
Distance! Stop the distance! You're gonna get tired again! Get out!
And the thing is that, like, I've never seen somebody get tased and then not get it together. Like, because they zap you and you just, oh, okay. Like, that was it. Instantly complied. Look at that. I have a feeling this is probably not the end of it.
Despite her continued shrieks, none of the onlookers who are filming her are willing to interfere with the arrest to grab her 3-year-old from the backseat of the car that's surrounded by police.
Jesus, all over a traffic stop. All this over nothing, man.
Officer Bailey pulls her to her feet as she continues yelling and guides her over to one of the additional police cars that have since pulled up.
That's poor child, I know.
Yeah, so give me a minute. I think we're dealing with you right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit right here. But you literally have already been tased once. Maybe twice. I don't know if they did it the first time or not. They actually really got one in. But so now you really won't sit in the chair. Really, you're gonna sit next to the chair. Like you want to get zapped again. If you're gonna get zapped, really, we gotta do it to you again.
I don't have to wait.
Meanwhile, Officer Dela Cruz takes the opportunity to speak with Homer, who's still trying to talk to her through the car's Bluetooth speaker function.
Can you imagine being the guy and like just hearing this whole thing over the fucking radio? Even he's trying to get her to relax.
gosh, Barbara. Thank you so much. Hey, look, stop trying to talk to you, okay? Right now, she's under arrest. Look, I'm out here. Is this your son? Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, hold on, man, hold on. Are you familiar with Fairland?
Though the officer grabs Janisha's phone and starts using it, this likely isn't a violation of her Fourth Amendment rights. There's no search of the phone, and while this may classify as a seizure, we must consider whether or not it's an unreasonable seizure. In this case, having the child's father on the phone when the mother is being arrested, and then using that pre-established conversation to secure the child and provide for his welfare would likely be seen as a reasonable act with minimal or no implication of the Fourth Amendment. There's likely an officer's safety argument here as well, where the officer would want to establish the nature of the conversation to see if the mother had asked others to show up in the area and potentially threaten the officers. However, this is a much weaker argument under these particular circumstances, since it was evident the father of the little boy was trying to get Janisha to calm down and listen to officers. Officer De La Cruz explains to Homer where they are located and gets some basic information from him. As Homer asks the officer if it's all right if he sends other family members to the scene to collect his son, he explains that they can get there much faster than he can. As they're wrapping up their conversation, Homer offers something on Janisha's behalf, a heartfelt apology.
Hey man, listen to me. You don't have anything to apologize for, man. You didn't do anything wrong. So.
I'm so sorry you have to deal with her, though. Like, yeah. I'm sorry you had to, I'm sorry,
At this point, Officer De La Cruz turns his attention to the small pair of eyes peeking at him from the back seat.
Is this your dad on the phone? How old are you? Baby boy, hello, you 3 years old? Mama's okay, alright? Mommy's just a little upset. She's so she's okay, okay? You're gonna try to calm down and
try and calm her down.
Go from there. But yeah, you could go ahead and sing
that poor kid, man.
There's somebody to pick up your child. Well, get a hold of your damn parents and they'll check up on you a little bit, but that's exactly where we're at. So they make the phone call right now.
Wow.
Oh, so that's an arrest. Here it is.
I didn't resist nothing. I didn't resist nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you did that to me.
He just died. It just happened randomly.
No way you're at.
Well, Janisha meets
what I'm saying, guys. I remember what I said about them witch trials. Like, they turn into demons real quick, huh? Like, I really understand that exorcism shit.
Means by suffer will probably never be known because at this point she spots another officer and immediately calls out to him, seemingly convinced he will be more willing to help her.
Of course.
What's going on, Please. I'm here to help you. Please.
Are these delicious? In conclusion,
Of the Parliament thing for Stop Killing Games, because I did want to watch this and we will look into it. I just didn't want to watch the entire thing, so we'll take a look at this little bit of a highlight, okay? So, before I do that, though, I do want to say that I love watching these videos, and my perspective on police brutality and the way that, like, I
I am always like, I was happy, like this is in Texas, I'm pretty sure, right? So like they didn't really fuck around with it that much. This is the way they need to be all the time. Like the moment somebody starts getting, fucking rambunctious, like no, not gonna deal with it. Like officers should never be putting their bodily harm on the line in order to, keep one of these people that are like basically adult daycare enjoyers, right? Keep these people on the line. It's embarrassing. No, I think so. Like, I really do. It's so fucking embarrassing. No nonsense policing? Yeah, exactly. Like, no bullshit about this at all. So, body cam fix brutality by showing it's deserved. Honestly, I think we need more police brutality. I don't think we have enough. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, like, y'all putting up with this shit? Michigan man finds his manslaughter, fatally shooting one of the teens he caught breaking his garage, has been bound over his trial. Wait, what? What's this? Let's see what this is. It's off, yeah, it's off camera. Okay, there's none.
Obviously, this is a very difficult case because you do have some empathy and sympathy for the defendant, understanding that his property had been
Bad relationship with the cat. And I've said what I've got to say to them. It goes. Where do you think it goes?
I want to be the best advocate that I can be in support of my Jewish brothers and sisters.
They butchered, they killed, they burned our children, our mothers, our beloved.
For more than 3 decades, the March of the Living has brought
Pledge my love and loyalty to all the highways.
I'm here to tell you the number one most important mathematical principle in all of business, and that principle is called the 80-20 rule. Now, the 80-20
What's that? Yeah, you go back to the adult daycare thing too. A lot of the fucking nasty drug traffickers. Yeah, a lot of the idiot skank people, whatever you want to call them, the same ones that were pulling the old, remember they were buying the birth control thinking it was Klonopin and stuff. Right, so they were doing the transgender stuff. They were pretending to be retarded on purpose because they wanted to be in the adult daycares like the autistic children who were getting special care and treatment, getting to blow bubbles. We're paying for these retards to blow bubbles and play basketball. Right, so we're dealing with a lot of fucking sick people here. So I really hope the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine wake the fuck up and they do what they need to do to help these kids and bring education and understanding to what's happening here. Do you understand? You fucking locals that want to play fucking stupid. Okay, my name's Mary. We're at the Augusta Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine, and I have 4 children here, and my youngest 2 are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. The sick fuck next door, Michael Scott Garand, him and his sick mother. What's been going on here needs to be addressed. They were vaccine injured in 2013, and the history and all the justification and reasoning helps people to understand, too, and they avoid talking about that, which is quite disgusting, disturbing, appalling, and traumatizing to a lot of good people. So we'd really appreciate it if the proper authorities step the fuck up, because these citizens don't fucking care, and they're not gonna. Their heads are in their asses. They're selfish, greedy, pathetic, spoiled, fucking entitled brats from age 5 to fucking 500. All right, much love, health, and peace, everybody. And I'm retarded. I think people can live to be 500 years old.